Welcome to Girls Who Read Porn. Please be advised that this podcast contains mature content for mature audiences. The title might have given that away though. We would also advise you triple check the trigger warnings of each book prior to the episode, and if it's not for you, we'll see you next week. Each episode includes major spoilers, so make sure you read the book, and don't say we didn't warn you. With all that in mind, on with the show. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Girls Who Read Porn. I'm here with our usual, which would be Ola.
Hello.
How are you?
Just trucking along. 2 more nights and I'm out of here.
That's crazy.
I know, it's fucking ridiculous. I can't wait.
And G.
Hi. How are you?
How are you? I'm
Good.
good, thank you.
I'm good. I just
Ready
had a
for
nap.
bed?
I'm so tired.
Yes, it's quite late here.
I had a mad
Quite
nap
late. It's 9
yesterday.
o'clock.
I had a wild nap yesterday. It went for like 2 hours and then I slept for like 10 hours last night. I think I'm
That
finally...
sounds amazing.
I know, it's happening. I think it's because I'm closer and I know that I'm going to see my grandfather any day now. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, I'm going to get there in time.
Yeah.
I'm not a dribbler when I sleep, but for some reason, I dribble hard out when I nap.
Napping always. And it's like
You have
and then
to-
it's like
you have to
dry
nap with
on
your
your
mouth
cheek
open.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good.
And like you're in the most uncomfortable position ever, but for some reason when you nap you sleep so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
I always sleep
Well, if you're not
so
like too
uncomfortably.
hot or too cold, all this
Yeah.
weird shit's happening. You're like still wearing clothes. Everything's all
Yeah.
tangled.
And like you're on the couch in a really weird position with your head like all
The
whacked
telly's
out.
on and you
Yeah.
don't know how many like episodes you've got through.
And then for some reason I'm dreaming about being in a cult because Criminal Minds is playing in the background.
Yeah.
That's what happened
I judge
yesterday.
my
It was
nap.
fucked up.
I judge my nap length on like how many YouTube videos have autoplayed
Oh,
while I've been asleep.
amazing.
Okay. Before I get into the book that we're going to talk about
Thank
this
you for
week, I do
choosing
have
this
to.
book. Purely for the fact
You're
that I
welcome.
only had an hour to read this week.
And it was like
And it was an hour read and I was like, fuck yes, this has not screwed up my weekend.
But I do have to get into it because in the last episode we said we were going to be reading Heartbreak Warfare this week. And I just need to like talk about why I DNF'd it real quick just to pre-warn other people. Heartbreak Warfare is a military romance. And what I didn't realize, because it doesn't say anywhere in the book, it has like big references to like current war in like Afghanistan.
Well,
and
not current
Pakistan,
anymore,
like
that one ended.
Middle East. Well, yeah, in the Middle East. Well, just general war in the Middle East, right?
Our most recent
This
war.
book, it's like American military propaganda. And if that's not your thing, which for us over in New Zealand, the war isn't a big thing for us. Like we don't hear a lot about it. Our military's not involved in it.
It's not, it
like-
was. It's not that it's not a big thing. It's just that as our cultures are not surrounded by the military. Whereas I find that in America, culturally, it's very like patriotic, pro-America, which is great. Like, love your country. That's amazing. But for us, we're kind of just like, it doesn't make sense. And a lot of, I don't know how to say this without being a bitch, but like gently, our TV gives us 2 options. Like we're not just being pushed one agenda. Whereas I feel like on American TV, that can happen a lot. And so that's why so many people only kind of believe what is being pushed in the news. Like Fox, for example.
We also don't have much reference to Islamic extremism over here. It's not a huge thing.
No.
It's not something that
New Zealand and
news-
Australia are generally countries where refugees from
Yeah,
those
and we
areas
also,
come
like,
to live.
Australia, my hair is so fucked right now.
Well, good thing it's a podcast and we can't see
I know,
it.
whatever. But if you do see a snippet, here you go, my fucked up hair. I think the other thing that we have to consider is like, we are 2 of the most multicultural countries in the world, legitimately. Like we have the most cultures in the world. So we're also much more.
I don't think these are hot takes though, because going back and looking over the reviews of the book, like these were very common themes brought up.
Sure. But the other thing you
Yeah.
have to consider is there was a terrorist attack in America and they started a war. There was a terrorist attack in New Zealand and they were like, it was an Australian guy, and your prime minister put a burqa on, and it was shown on the Khalifa, whatever it is, Buzz Khalifa in Abu Dhabi as being, in Dubai as being like the most amazing thing ever, because she was just like, let's be normal about this.
I think as well, like I think I was speaking to Biddy about this not that long ago. We compared to being in the military, which I mean, we don't even really have like a military. We have like the
We have a
army, we have a
defense
navy and
force.
stuff. But I was saying like in New Zealand, being in the military here is kind of like being in the Peace Corps. You mainly do humanitarian. No, you do humanitarian missions. You work with the Red Cross. Like you go there to deliver things like food and medicine.
Yeah, but because we don't have a military, it's not the same thing. A military.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm making that comparison.
Oh, but that's but it's a completely different thing because we have a defense force, so we're not allowed to attack anyone or do anything. Whereas in the US, they're like, oh, somebody bombed us, let's go nuts.
Basically, what I'm saying is if you have sensitivity to anything in regards to like Islamic extremism, or like you don't really want to hear about it, you don't want to read about it, you're not the kind of person that was like 12 years old like Googling like Taliban attacks, which we figured out is like a common thing amongst men the other day.
How did you work that out?
It's from,
we were just talking about the different.
Yeah, you guys were just talking about like the difference between like shit that we were exposed to as children.
I bet your Google searches have got you like pinged by the government. Hey,
no, because we were sat in the lounge and it was like there was the girls and their partners in the lounge, and we were talking about things used like videos that went around when you were in high school or like primary school that were kind of messed up, and as were things that like weren't like too bad, like things like Blue Waffle or like Lemon Party or like two girls one cup, and then they were like, yeah, we got like beheading videos sent to us, and we were like, men and women are so different.
Facebook came in when I was in year 11, so I didn't get any of that shit. We spoke shit to each other. We would be like, oh, I heard that this and this person had Blue Waffle. But we didn't know what Blue Waffle was, and we never saw a picture of it.
Yeah, so anyway, this book is very reminiscent of like those videos that went around, so it's not my thing. I'm not particularly interested in reading it. So even though I did suggest the book, I got 150 pages in, and then I DNF'd it, and then we moved on to this book, which is Games We Play, which is part of the One Night series by Dana Islay, and they're all like standalone books, and they're all novellas, and they revolve around a friendship group, and each book is like a different guy in the friendship group. And I've continued reading, but we're only going to talk about the first book. Some ratings. Yes, I give it 5 stars. I think it's great, short, sweet, lovely, exactly what I wanted.
That shocks me. I'll give it a 3.
I'm giving it like a 4.
Yeah,
because it wasn't groundbreaking to me.
No, and something
it wasn't groundbreaking.
There was something that confused the fuck out of me in this book.
All of this something that confuses the fuck out of you in every book.
No, I feel like you might actually.
And I'm pretty sure it's the way you read.
No. It wasn't that a scene confused me. It was the way that she did something that confused me.
Okay, I'm gonna read the
scenes often confuse me. This was very simple. You can't fuck this up. It was 90 pages. Like I couldn't not be. Yeah.
All right. Let me get into it. And then let me read the blurb and then we can talk about it. So, Jack is a faceless gamer known as a Joker. He makes a living playing video games and using his gravelly voice to bring people's sexual fantasies to life. When the top gaming site on the West Coast sends someone out to interview him, I hate her name. Quinlan walks into his apartment with her auburn curls and thick curves, and they're instantly drawn to each other. Quinlan has no idea of the monster that lurks beneath the surface of his calm demeanor. Jack is quicksand, pulling her down into the dark underbelly of his desires. To get out unscathed, she'll need to give in to the hunger she has always tried to deny. I think this is a rubbish blurb.
It's quite misleading.
It's completely misleading.
Makes you think it's going to be quite dark, but it's really not dark at all.
It is not. It's a very easy read.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with things that we like, and then Ola can get into what she doesn't understand and dislikes, because she gave it a 3-star, so I'm assuming there's things that you didn't like about the book.
Yeah, a couple of things. But what I did like about it is that she was curvy and the whole thing wasn't about her weight.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just like
it wasn't like the defining feature of her personality.
And I love reading books about curvy chicks like that, because you know what? Some of us are fat, e.g. this chick, and I'm okay with it. And so many people are okay with it. So why should there just always be an anxiety-riddled chick which has some curves on her ass?
Or a guy that just like talks about it all the time like it's the only thing he sees.
God, shut the fuck up. Just spank me and bend me over and don't talk about it. Just enjoy it.
I do like when books don't spend too much attention talking about defining aspects of the female body.
Exactly.
You know, other than what's needed to explain for like two people to have sex.
Like, we already
you know what I mean?
know. We know what a body
looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel that to the core, because it's like, great, I can picture her, but I like talk about her having a shitty personality instead of having a shit ass. That's what I would prefer. Like if she was just a shit person, but whatever, she's fat, but she's a shit person, she's got to fix her personality. More exciting to me than, I just don't know if he can pick me up. Like, shut up.
Yeah, and
shut the fuck up. Just pick her up, whatever, it's fake. It's not even real.
With like most curvy girl novels as well, it's like it's something that she has to overcome. Like they treat their size like it's like a trauma that they need to overcome, which doesn't make any sense. Like the majority of women are on the bigger side. Like it's life.
Yeah, like hello. And also, mind you, the one person who did it, Amy Dawes Blindsided. Freya did not give a fuck. That's why that book was so popular. That is why that book is like one of the #1 books out there, is because Freya didn't give a fuck. More authors need to do that. Fuck, my hair looks awful. Sorry guys, you have to look at me.
What about you, G? What do you like?
I think I liked that it just wasn't, it wasn't like I was giving up a lot to read this book. It was like short, sweet, dirty.
Yeah.
What I promised. It was, like it was exactly what was promised to me. And I like that. I like a book that doesn't give you surprises.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, it's kind of weird. When I was reading this book, I was like, why aren't all smart novels like really short? Sometimes, because that was like, it was so concise, and their relationship, you know what I mean? Like their relationship progressed enough, and then we got to like jump forward to the epilogue where they get married. Because like sometimes that's all you want to read a smart book for, is like, how did they meet, what's the sex life, and what's their future like.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the epilogue
episode,
it's like the epilogue of Pucking Around. That's all they actually really needed for the story,
which we really enjoyed.
Yeah, loved it.
Because if it's not gritty and it doesn't attack like big ideas, I don't think it needs to be anything but that.
Yeah.
But yeah, writing a novella is an art. Not everyone can do it. There's something about the short story, the novella,
Yeah, because
I think she did it well though. I think she gave us exactly what we needed. Like we just, you didn't leave the book being like, oh man, I wish I could have had more of that. You were like, yeah, I got what I needed from that.
Perfect. And then you can like go on to read the other ones in the series if you want to, but you don't need
to. Which
I
did because I like her writing. Yeah, I liked her writing. I liked the book. It was simple. It was sweet. It was like just dirty enough that it was kind of interesting. Kind of fulfilled like a little bit of a kink. I guess I don't read very often in books. Or, like,
but he also has a mask kink. I just remembered that. That's why you liked it, because you have a mask kink.
I do, but that wasn't like a huge part of the book. But I do definitely have like a little bit of like a Gamer Boy kink as well. I think I love a good gravelly, sexy Gamer Boy.
It's just like not the way, but that'd be like 0.5% of gamers.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just like just kind of
14.
Yeah.
Like, not in our age
That's
group.
true.
Like,
Yeah. Okay, go on, Ola. Get into your confusion and or dislike. Why you gave
I
it
don't know
3
if it was
stars.
a dislike. I just feel like it could have been better. It was a novella, so I don't exactly know what his kink was, because it went from pet to daddy to, like, do you know what I mean? He didn't have like a
I think it was just general dom.
Yeah, but I feel like, and this is from my research in the BDSM community, people generally have a very specific kink. And it felt like she threw in 3 different kinks when she could have just stuck with one for the whole book.
Yeah, I get that.
And I don't like pet
that.
kinks. Personal preference, not into it. Don't like it when he called her dog.
I mean, I'm not into it, but it was interesting to read.
It was interesting to
I'm
read.
like...
Don't like it. Not into that. When I read the "you're a dog," I was like, oh, like I kind of just was like, that's
when
a
he
lot.
made her the dog bed.
I can't.
Yeah.
No, boy, no. And then my other thing that I didn't like is that he revealed his face so soon.
Yeah, but the book had to go quick. Like, I don't know.
I know, but I felt like it could have been like pushed a little bit, because the whole point was that he was masked.
I think maybe my dislike, I understood why they had to take her to the nightclub, because they needed to introduce her to his mates. But I thought maybe the nightclub scene of the book kind of took too much space away from like how, like, because the book is so short, right?
Absolutely.
It was like half the book,
right?
And why did they have to?
And like, they didn't...
Sorry, why did they have to flash her vagina? Couldn't somebody have just knocked her or thrown a glass on her? No, she had to eagle spread her vagina and show everyone.
Because it had to be like the perfect amalgamation of events for like his possessiveness to take over, that it would beat his embarrassment of like asking her out.
Of whatever, I enjoyed it. I just, those were the I didn't understand why there needed to be so many kinks. And
the next book in the series is actually really cute.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I would still read them. I'm not saying that I wouldn't.
I think it's like Wesley and his like childhood best friend, and they grew apart, and then because the next book is like, it's like Quaylen's and Jack's wedding, and then
Quinlan.
Quinlan.
Yeah, Quaylen.
I don't know. I do that. I just make up character names.
You actually always fucking do. You always do. I don't know who the last one was. Oh, Sea of Ruin. What was?
No, it wasn't. It was
the chick's name.
Shalom. Instead of Salome.
Instead of Salome. No, you kept saying Salome, and I said that makes sense because you're a Jew. So Shalom.
Yeah. I was saying Salome. Oh yeah, I was saying Shalom, and it was Salome.
Shalom.
Shalom.
God. Ridiculous. What was I saying? Oh,
it
yeah,
was
the
Rosh
next
Hashanah
book
at the time. Everyone relaxed. She didn't have a choice.
The next book is the wedding, and then Wesley goes to the wedding, and then like his childhood best friend is there, and then they like hook up. So it's
nice
like,
little continuation.
You know, that's what I mean. Like, it's a cute idea. Like, it keeps going, but like it's a completely different character, and you don't have to like pick it up in order. I don't think, because it doesn't really matter whose wedding he's at, because you don't really care. Like, if you don't read the first book, you could read the second one if you're not into like pet play or like degradation kink, and you want to skip that one. It doesn't really matter whose wedding they're at, because it's not about the wedding; it's about him.
Yeah. It's good to have like a versatile book series, you know, like when you can be in any mood.
I prefer
after any book.
Yeah, I think I prefer book series that are made of novellas.
I like Mindfucked.
Rather than full length.
Yeah, because like Mindfucked was just a series of novellas, and that worked really well. I'm enjoying
because
this
it's
one.
like it like feeds the dopamine, right? It's like you like give me content, give it quick. You're gonna just read them one after the other. There's no slog.
Maybe if it's gonna be more than 3 books, I'm kind of like, any more than 3 books, I'm getting to a point where I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, I don't mind. I love a long series.
I love a long series with really long books. I'm like, give me a 20-book series with like 700-page books, and I want them to be incredible.
Yeah, and like super.
But it only works if it's good, you know.
Yeah.
Like the fucking
what was it? The Black Dagger series?
Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward.
Yeah.
So good, like 21 or 22 books. So good.
Well, I didn't like the dog sex scene.
It wasn't a dog.
She was a dog, bro.
It was just like a degradation,
bro.
It doesn't mean that like. Nah, it wasn't.
He
it wasn't
wants to fuck
even...
a dog.
I can't. No, I don't like pet play. I don't like it.
It's just like another form of like degrading your partner.
And it's another form of doming them, of dominating.
Yeah.
It's owner.
So like equating them to something that's like not human.
Yeah.
You're just not like a degradation person.
No, hate it.
You don't want to be like somebody's. You don't want to be somebody's little slut.
No, I don't. Thanks for the offer, though.
I'll take degradation in all of its forms.
Yeah, you love a good.
I love degradation,
scene, don't you?
Yeah, I like it when people are treated like shit.
Yeah,
I don't know what that says about.
I've got a mad praise kink.
Yeah,
I like a bit of both. I like the degradation
two
followed
sides
by the
of
praise.
the same coin.
You know what I'm? Exactly. Make me feel like shit,
hand.
and then make me feel better immediately.
Take care of me. Made me feel like crap, and then go after me afterwards.
Exactly. I think that's why I struggled with the Cinderella series.
Oh, because it wasn't really.
Because he only treated her like shit.
Yeah, because it was just like pure fucking degradation with like no aftercare. And I was like,
I didn't mind that for some reason. I'm such a mood reader at the moment. Like the last few weeks, I've just been a fucking hot mess. I've got no idea what I can read right now because I haven't been able to read anything without wanting to kill myself. I've just been like, this is fucked. Don't make me open this Kindle. I have too much shit to do right now.
I hate that feeling when you want to take time to read or like to do something for yourself, but you just physically can't.
You're too stressed. Like I'm just like, this is too much.
And then you just end up like at the beginning you're like, but I need to just like relax, but then you just end up like locked in place.
Yeah.
Usually watching TikTok.
I fucking hate TikTok.
Yeah, doom scrolling.
You know, I keep forgetting we have a TikTok.
Yeah, I can tell because I follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, because I forget. You just reminded me.
Do you not use it?
Nah, hate it.
You don't really?
I honestly tried to scroll through TikTok 3 times, and each of those times I became violently angry.
It's because it's not like in tune with your algorithm yet. You got to keep going.
Yeah, you gotta like give it some information.
Okay, but it's the girls who read porn TikTok, right? So I got to keep it on like book stuff, whereas I want to watch food stuff.
Well, then just make another TikTok account, not under the girls who read porn.
What? No. No more. No more social media. I'm done.
But where do you get your thirst traps from?
Yeah.
I don't like thirst traps.
Oh, I love thirst traps.
I hate thirst traps. They make me feel really awkward and I almost vomit whenever I see them.
I think that we, as like a community, women, deserve thirst traps. Mm-hmm. I think that it is our legally God-given right to give this, whether we want to like take it seriously or laugh at it. I don't know if I can care. I think that we legally are
We've danced for
required.
too long.
Sure. Okay. No, I totally agree with you, but I just look at it and I think this guy thinks he's so hot that he's going to cut some wood and act all serious about it like nobody's there watching him. And chicks are just going to be like, oh my God, what's your name? And then I watch the comments and it's the comments that get me. And I'm like vomiting in my mouth.
I like it because
it's disgusting.
It's the female version of catcalling. The comments on a thirst trap are the female catcall.
I
think it's our time.
But do you know what thirst traps have done? I went to Babe and people were like assaulting the guys there.
Oh no.
So like thirst traps are a big mistake.
I'm just saying, right? Women have had their time dancing. They've had their time being objectified and wolf whistled and fucked around.
Totally agree.
Turn it on its head.
Sure.
Let's turn it on its head a little bit.
And it has.
Let's objectify some men.
Obviously.
I want the phrase dirty old woman
it
to become a thing.
Yeah, I want to be a dirty old woman.
You are.
I'll sit on my porch with my beer, wolf whistling at men.
Yeah, man, wearing like a stained wife beater, my legs spread, yelling at them.
I'm
also gonna give up talking in complete sentences.
This is not my future. I can tell you straight away. Like, I do not see myself in that situation.
Dude, I would be thrilled if that was my future, because that would mean that I'd made it.
Agreed. I want to be so run down by the world.
Oh my God.
The only bit of peace I get is shouting at men on the street.
I want to be able to turn off my empathy.
Because, like, my future, I do not see it that way. Like, you guys are going to be sitting in your rocking chairs and your fucking porch door that squeaks and half the fucking fly screen is missing on the bloody door. But
I'm also planning on giving up on dental care.
There we go, right? So that's what you guys are going to be doing. I'm going to have the fakest tits in about 10 years' time and probably about 17 facelifts.
You're going to look younger than you do now.
Yeah, that's the plan.
It's because we live very different lives, all.
Probably, yeah. No, that's true.
See, I thrive in being just, like, disgusting.
I know, and it does not make sense to me. I know, okay? There are so many times where I've just thought, like, how do they make it through the day?
Like, so easily.
I know, but that's the thing. You guys make it through the day easier than I do because I thrive on not being disgusting.
Yeah, because it's easier just to give in. It's easier to give up.
Exactly.
Just let it go.
I have some fucking self-respect.
Self-respect is yeah, I don't know.
It's overrated.
I respect my happiness, you know. That's what I respect.
Yeah, but like, oh my God.
I respect my comfort.
I'm with a bunch of fucking bogans right now.
Have you ever seen a sad bogan?
Have you ever heard of cashed up bogans? They're fucking smart. Doesn't mean they're not bogans.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, and I will die on this fucking hill, right?
Oh my fuck. Here we go.
The village idiot is always the fucking happiest. So, if whatever I've got to do to get rid of my brain, I'm on that path.
Can I just say something? I'm much happier crying in my Audi than I was in my Hyundai 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm feeling much better not being the village idiot and just being that little bit more loaded and being able to cry in a luxury vehicle than a fucking shit dip.
Yeah, I don't care about money.
I think the problem is that Biddy and I like intellectualize and break down every aspect of our lives, and it's gotten to the point now where we cannot take things like that seriously. Like, we kind of like, we don't believe in money. We don't believe that money should be real. Like, we don't believe that like rent should be real. Like, it's gotten to the point where like
how many conspiracy theories do you guys go through every day?
No, there's no conspiracy theories. This is just fucking like sociology, man.
We just become hippie bogans.
Yeah,
we're like, free the people.
If you don't believe that people should pay rent, you're on some sort of fucking theories.
But everybody deserves shelter. If you get down to it, it's a basic human right.
Yeah.
See, we're talking sociology.
Yeah, man. Everybody deserves equal access to clean water, food, and shelter, and medicine. And that's just like that's the only truth. Everything else is just
fucking
like bullshit.
Communists. You haven't been to Poland, obviously.
The weird thing is, like,
the thing is, it doesn't work, and I've seen it firsthand.
No, I know it doesn't work. That's the thing as well.
That's the thing.
I will also argue against communism because it doesn't work. Like, I've given up. That's the thing. I've recognized that we are capitalists. I see that. I know that communism will never work, and that's why I've given up.
Yeah.
And now we're just gonna live our happy days on the porch, living our best life,
taking our joy where we can get it.
What's that? Cartoon where there was like a dog and they were like grandparents living in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Oh, Courage
the cowardly dog.
I imagine you guys as the grandma and the grandpa.
Yeah, dude, you kind of in the nice. You can't understand what he says.
No,
he just makes sounds.
That's gonna be Betty.
he just goes like, "How I get that dog?"
That's gonna be you, Betty. You're
gonna be like, the thing is like I think we've become too obsessed with just like living in this like bizarre, I don't know, like bizarre meta, completely like, how do you put it, like strange existence where we both respect and understand the need for like money and luxury, and then also like wish we didn't have to. Yeah, I
love money and luxury.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay on that
fair
train.
Enough.
That's where I'm happy, and that's where I want to be.
Great. Favorite sex scenes, guys. My favorite sex scene was when they were in the pool. I really like that scene. Yeah. Not logistic in a sense, because like you probably shouldn't have sex in the pool because you get a UTI.
I always think about having sex in a pool. I'm always like, doesn't it just like wash away like your natural lubrication?
No.
Yeah. I was like, no, I've been there, done that.
Yeah, several times. No, it doesn't.
It's different. It's different. Like, it's too much friction.
No, it's different consistency.
But I always thought that like the movement of the penis would like wash it away, like scrub it away.
Well, it depends. If like you're not into it, then you're not going to keep producing lubrication.
No.
I just don't know if I want like chlorine all up in there.
Chlorine makes me sneeze.
Everything makes you sneeze.
It does. But the weird thing is, I don't have hay fever. It's everything aside from like pollen that makes me sneeze. The sun makes me sneeze.
What is like, happening I'm pretty sure today? I fucking can't.
I'm pretty sure you have to maintain like a certain pH level or something. I don't know. I keep seeing videos about it. I don't know how much it's true, but I think chlorine's quite basic.
Yeah, and maybe you'd end up with like, I don't know.
You'd end up with a yeast infection.
BV.
Yeah.
Just throw some yogurt up in there. I don't know what my
favorite sex scene was.
Do you know what? Now we've got Caniston, but back in the day, you used to have to put yogurt up your vagina.
Yeah, natural unsweetened yogurt.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I had to do it.
Yeah.
Before Caniston.
I don't know, I've never had it. I've never even done Caniston.
Oh, fuck me. Do not recommend.
Yeah.
Shoving yogurt up your vagina is something else.
How do you get it up there?
Betty, no. Don't, no.
Well, you don't need like heaps.
No, you don't need a lot.
Would you use like a syringe?
No, you use your fingers.
Because you don't need like heaps.
No, you don't need a lot. You just need enough to like balance out the pH.
That's what I imagine is happening in books when they talk about breeding kinks.
What? Bacteria breeding inside the vagina?
No, just like the mental image between like someone putting like yogurt up their vagina to like cure BV or thrush, and like someone with a breeding kink, like those like that's how.
How do they?
I don't even understand where we are right now.
How did you build that bridge?
Because they're always talking about like taking two fingers and like shoving it back in. So I imagine it's like very much like the same.
Yeah, but like semen's not. It's not the same. Like semen is like it's okay for it to be in there. You know, it's been designed to go in there.
It's just yeah.
I don't think I have a favorite sex scene because the whole thing kind of like blurred together. Like it was so short, and they were only together for one night. It was like one sex scene.
That's it was a very long one.
Probs the club.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the club one as well.
So was that the first time they like fucked?
Yeah.
Like actually fucked, yeah.
Not that I didn't enjoy.
Oh, maybe the
ones.
blindfolded bit. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that one. Was
the blindfold, headfold. You
know what I wanted to? You know what I wanted to bring
dog.
Up? Do you know what I wanted to bring?
I can't with today. They're fucking just so done. Hey, we've recorded way too many episodes in a row. We can't do this again. I'm sorry. I'm cancelling all my fucking holidays for the rest of my life. This is stupid.
Hey, do you know what I wanted to bring up about this book?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I fucking forgot it. No, I've got it back. Okay.
Jesus.
I'm not a huge fan of like the no guy has ever made me come before
Oh,
trope.
fucking hate that. We've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
Have we?
Yes, we have. And we especially spoke about it in Does It Hurt? Because he made me squirt for the first time. I can't with the fucking squirting in that book. He's the only one.
And I know these books are written by women, but whenever you get like the internal monologue of the guy being like, what the fuck is up with guys these days, like not letting women come, it comes off as like really fucking like gross, because it's from the man's perspective. And I know it's a woman writing a man, but in my head I'm like, I would never want to meet that man, whoever also, like, had that internal dialogue.
I don't think I've ever met a guy that didn't care. Like I think it's like not as common as people like to purport it to be. I feel like most people care if their partner gets off.
I think culturally now in this day and age, when I was younger, guys didn't care because they didn't really understand. But now, because there's such a power movement, like we deserve pleasure as well, they don't have an option.
Also, like the freedom of information, like you don't make me come, I'm going to tell everybody you know.
Everyone that you're a dud root.
Didn't.
That's what we'd call them, dud roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit lay, dud root.
Terrible.
I remember once.
The worst thing is when...
Oh my god, I remember once we were like at this house party or something, or like a party in a park or something, I don't know, it was near a house. And one of my friends got into a mad argument with her boyfriend, and she's standing on the balcony and he's on the other side of the road and he's like, I'm going to make up a name, Jemima, calm down, what's the problem? And she goes, you're not just a shit boyfriend, but you're a fucking dud root. And she walked inside. There was like 400 people there. And he was like, what the fuck, Jemima?
Jemima? Really?
No, that's the name that I came up with. Do you know why I was thinking about play school?
What?
Play school.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. It's a children's TV show, and the main chick was Jemima.
So you associated dud root with a child?
No,
with Jemima from Play School.
No. It's just the first name that came to me because I was like, oh, Play School.
Anyway, on the same vein, like an ick that I just thought of right then is like when you do finish like having sex with somebody and they look up with these like really vulnerable eyes and they're like, did I make you come?
Shut up. Stop it. That makes me just really physically unwell.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, buddy.
It's just like
No, I wouldn't even do that. I'd be like,
ew.
Like, I don't think I could stop myself from making a fave.
Okay, but the thing is, if you have to ask, you probs didn't. That's the
rule.
You're like, oh, you said now. You said you're not very good.
Men are so pathetic sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. All right, let's get
Can
the
I tell
fuck
a fun
out
story
of here.
before we finish?
Go on.
Why did you wait so long to say that? Why did you wait until it seemed like then nobody had anything to say, and then you're like, "Wait, I have a story."
Honestly, I've run out of
energy.
Because
I was trying to decide if it was like worth telling it on the podcast because I think it's interesting.
If you smack your microphone one more time, I might have to kill you because my ears are just going.
Oh my god. I got a call last night from a really upset drug dealer that I had no idea who existed.
How the fuck do you end up in these situations? I've never in my life just gotten a phone call from a drug dealer for no reason.
Just listen to the story.
I'm listening, but still, like, just the beginning of this just makes me think, like, what the fuck do you do during the day?
And he was like, hi, I'm just calling because a friend of yours gave me your number and said that you'd pay his $300 tick that he has with me. Like, tick means debt. Yeah. Like, it's like a drug debt. And I was like, oh, okay, who's a friend? And he's like, oh, like, I can't tell you. And I was like, sorry? And he's like, he said he messaged you and like you were fine with it. So I'm just like calling to like figure out like if you're gonna pay. And I was like, I was like, bro, who are you?
Is this the tax man?
And he was like, well, I just gotta like get this tick sorted. And I was like, dude, who gave you my number? And he's like, oh, like, do you not know about this? And I was like, no. And he's like, can you pay it? And I was like, no. And I was like, where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm in Auckland. And I was like, dude, like, I'm in Dunedin, man. Like, I can't give you anything. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, so can you tell me who gave you this number? And he's like, nah, it's all right. Sorry, miss. Have a good evening. And then he just hung up the phone.
Did you work out who it was?
No fucking clue. No
I
fucking
bet that
clue.
was going through your mind for ages. You were like, who the fuck? What if he just typed like the wrong last digit?
Yeah, just
I
something
don't
super
I text a guy and I was like, hey bro, like if you don't want to give me the number, can you just, if you don't want to give me the name, can you just give me the number of whoever texted you my number? I don't want my name. I don't want my number being passed around like drug dealers being like, this chick will pay your debts. Like, I wasn't, because I'm not gonna.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny. The other day, Josh came home and he came home with a bonus. And I was like, oh, can I have some? Because I want to go buy this and this and this. And he was like, I have to fucking pay tax and then I have to pay fucking house tax. And he was getting so angry. He was like, I never get to see a fucking dollar. And I'm like, yeah,
well,
deal. I'm your drug dealer.
If he wants a new business proposition, I got a guy who's looking to make $300 back.
Fucking hell, that's so funny.
Maybe we should start a GoFundMe for this poor lad.
Jesus Christ.
$300.
I'm sorry, miss. But like, the thing is, like, why is it you that ends up in these situations? That's what I want to understand.
Because I attract weirdos.
You do.
Yeah, you've got some sort of like cosmic magnetism thing, eh?
I went to a supermarket once. All I wanted was some rice pudding. Ended up in like a 45-minute conversation about the Wiggles concert that was coming to Dunedin. I had my headphones on. When I go out and I'm not with George, I usually have my headphones on, and I try and like
things that don't surprise me. For $100,
it's like, please don't interact with me. Please don't talk to me. Doesn't fucking work. If you're a weirdo or a patched up gang member, I become your best friend in that very moment.
I'm going to say it again, Betty. I'm going to probably say this every week until we end up dying and stopping this podcast. But why the fuck are you on a podcast? You hate talking to people.
But it's like she's talking alone. She's in a room by herself.
Yeah, dude. Half the time when you speak, I don't listen, and then I interject with me just talking to myself. Most of the time, you're just a sounding board for thoughts I have in my head.
Just getting them out there.
You
just need the release.
Well, my patients won't listen to me. Someone has to.
Jesus. It turns out that literally no one listens to me.
That's not true.
You don't.
Yeah, but I'm not like everybody.
Oi.
Okay.
I'm going on holidays. Go away. Bye.
I'm going to bed. I got work tomorrow.
I don't know what we're doing next week. I don't know where we're at, but we'll catch you on the flip side.
There is no next week. We're on break now.
Oh,
I think.
See you later.
No,
we're
already
on the break now.
This is after the break.
Fucking hell. Well, we're physically now on break for like 6 weeks. So,
but we just got from the break, and it was just my birthday. So everybody say happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Your birthday's still a month
Happy
away.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Great, thanks.
Okay, bye.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Girls Who Read Porn. Follow us at Girls Who Read Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And for all business inquiries, please send us an email on girlswhoreadporn@gmail.com. Art created by Jessica Wanney, and music made by Dane Forgy Stevens. See you next week, and stay smutty, team.